Have you ever had an experience where it feels like it didn't actually happen? Well, I have, and it was for my first concert. There was a little bit of a long drive to get there. It was a little long, like 2.5 hours. But me and my pop have a little bit of an old car right now. So you can't just plug your phone in to play your favorite songs, the bangers, man. Instead, you have to use some ancient, old device called a CD. And I don't own any CDs because I'm not ancient. So we only had what my dad has, and he only had a bunch of random people. Tom Petty and a weird Disney Bear movie soundtrack. So after we listened to the entirety of Tom Petty's album Full Moon Fever 5 times, we finally got there. And then we spent 5 minutes looking for parking and then getting the parking. And then there was this big line. It was pretty long. It wrapped around the entire dome. And it's a big dome. The Tacoma Dome's pretty big. And so we were in a line for a little bit. And in the line, you could look around and you would see these merch trucks and tents everywhere. And then once you got inside, there was even more merch booths. And then we looked around for our seats, and then once we found the area where they were, there was a merch booth outside. So then I bought a shirt and a poster. Yay! It then took a couple of minutes after that for the concert to start. Right before the concert started, though, someone came out and reminded everyone that there was absolutely no recordings or photos of any kind, or binoculars. And if you did any of this, you would be executed on the spot. Then a few moments later, the opening notes for Usewa started to play, and everybody went crazy. And with how loud she sang and how loud the speakers were, I could feel that in my seat and my soul. I even pinched myself a few times to make sure I wasn't dreaming. And then the part of the song where she goes, "Mwah, chef's kiss." I don't really remember in what order she played the songs, but I do remember she sang Rule, and it was absolutely off the walls crazy, dude. And Ado really gave it her all for that one. And then Ado sang Aishide, 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 and I thought for the last one she was really giving it her all. In one word, it was beautiful. In 2 words, absolutely beautiful. Ado was putting in 200% effort, 60% of the time, all of the time. And then my father had to use the lavatories, and he missed the song Stay Gold. And I think that song was better live, which is really saying something, because that's a really good song. I even thought, man, I wish there was a mosh pit, because this song is so good. She even performed Ready Made, which before we started driving to get to the concert, I had pretty much been listening to all day. So to also hear it live that day was absolutely incredible. She also performed Show, which was absolutely incredible from the beginning to the end. It was just, I don't know, man. It was just something else. And the crowd went pretty much crazy for literally anything. At some points, Ado would take a break or something. I don't know. And then her cage would just become a blue box, and everybody would clap and cheer and stomp their feet. And then Ado said it was time for the last song, Odo. I'm sorry if I pronounced that one wrong. I think I pronounced it correctly. I don't know why she decided to end with that song, though, because after she left, everybody was cheering and yelling her name, including my dad, which I thought was kind of funny. And then people started yelling, "Encore, encore." And then something crazy happened. She performed an encore. But real quick, shout out to my dad. He drove for 5 hours to get me to the concert and then back home. And he helped me buy merch. Shout out to my dad. So now, it was the encore. And there was 3 songs she performed for the encore. The first of which being Rockstar. And in the beginning of that song, there's a little stomp and clap. Little tempo thing. And so she had everyone do that stomp and clap. And then there's a little part of the song where it goes, oh. She had everyone do that as well. And then she started to sing. And it was really good. That song's really catchy as well. And when she performs, there's like a little screen on the back. And there's like visuals to go along with the song. And I thought the visuals on this one were cool. It wasn't anything like special though, which is weird. It was literally just like text that said rock star, and another thing, a text at the bottom said Ado. And then there was also some like megaphones on the side, like down to the side. I thought it was really cool because it was like an AC/DC font. And then for the second to last song, she did a cover of Chandelier by Sia. And Ado really hit those high notes, and it was just a beautiful performance. And then for the last song, she performed New Genesis, which the entire stadium seemed to go crazy for. And it was a really nice song to end it with. It was a really beautiful song. After the concert, the lines for the merch truck and booths and tents were really big and long. It was like kind of crazy. And that was my first concert experience. And if you ever have the chance to see Ado live in concert, do it. Just at least try. At least try to do it, because I highly recommend.